Welcome back, everyone. Yes, I am recording another video for you guys today. And hold on, I forgot to put on Do Not Disturb. Give me 1 second. All right, Do Not Disturb is on, and I know what you guys might be thinking. No, never mind, because when this is coming out, it's coming out on the weekend. But I'm gonna tell you guys right now, I've been doing it all wrong. Because if you look here, it's freaking Wednesday that I'm recording this in like 7 in the goddamn morning. So I'm doing this now. I'm trying to get ahead of my schedule, have videos pre-recorded and pre-made. That way when it gets to it, it's already, the videos itself are already out, and that way no one's upset and I don't have to, push myself too hard. Because when I make videos, I make them on that same day and post them and edit them if they need to be edited. So that's exactly how I've been doing it. But I realized I've just needed to get ahead of schedule. But we're almost at 20 subscribers. We're literally on 19. So, hey, that means our crew is only growing bigger. This is crazy. I never thought I'd actually get this many subscribers with just 11 videos. But let's keep going higher, guys. Let's keep going higher. We're 81 subscribers away from reaching 100, and that's my dream, to regain all the crew members that I lost. I know it's going to be a long and torturous one, but I can do it. I know we can do it, guys. But anyway, this is what if Izuku became a demon. Not was a demon. What if he became a demon? And the story to that is a long and hard one. But with that being said, y'all ready? I'm ready. Cue the intro. So Deku's life would go pretty much the same, honestly. I don't feel any need to change it, other than Bakugo was much harsher and much worse with his bullying towards Deku. It would always seem like, instead of just straight bullying, Bakugo would take sadistic pleasure in just hurting Deku for just absolutely no reason. Like, even in the Gacha life stories, Bakugo would always invite Deku to be alone and not to be late, otherwise it would be worse. But honestly, whenever Deku was just minding his own business, Bakugo would take time out of his day just to make Deku's life a living hell for just absolutely no reason. Deku could be literally just doing anything, and Bakugo would always find a way to bother him. Like, it even started out to the point where Deku never even used the bathroom in school anymore, and just waited 8 hours throughout the entire day just to get away from Bakugo. But Bakugo, even after school, would always find a way to bother him. Bakugo not even caring that he sent Deku home with bruises and cuts and scrapes, because in his mind he knew Deku wouldn't tell on him, and that's how he knew he could always get away with it. And he was right, because Izuku would never tell anybody. His mom, seeing him coming home with bruises and scrapes, never once questioned. She always questioned. She even demanded for him to tell her, but Deku would always keep his mouth shut. He would just say it's just bullies, but like Inko would say, "Who are those bullies?" And Deku would just keep his mouth shut. He wouldn't say anything, and Bakugo would always get away with it. Because when Deku came to school the next day with bandages on, he knew that he would always get away with it for literally 10 years straight. Because obviously this is a college age. 14 years straight, because they were 4, and this just kept happening. At the end of high school, it just kept getting too much for Deku. 1 second. It literally became like this all the goddamn time, with absolutely everyone just laughing and mocking Deku. No one even bothering to help. It absolutely sucked every goddamn day he went to school. The only time Deku got peace at mind is when he was at home. That's pretty much the only time whenever he was at peace. But he knew every single, and like over summer break, because those times would happen as well. But seriously, it really sucked for Deku. He just hated his life. Well, not just his life, he hated Bakugo. He absolutely hated him. I know, like, in the original, Deku never resented Bakugo or anything, but he hated him to the bottom of his core. Like, what kind of sick person would do this? You call yourself a hero, and yeah, you're doing something so unheroic that if anybody found out, you would be completely exiled from hero society. There would be no way anyone would accept you if they found out anything that you did. And Deku thought, why isn't he telling anyone? Why can't he tell anyone? But Deku always knew because of the history they had together in the past. But Deku isn't even considering saying screw all that and straight up just telling Bakugo's parents everything. Because it would make sense. But anyway, as we continue on to the end of high school, the teacher would do the same thing with recommendation papers and throw it up in the air. When Bakugo would say he was going to UA, Deku had actually not registered for anything. He didn't want the teacher spewing his business at all. He didn't want anything to happen, but he would say, Midoriya, you didn't put anything down. What happened? Deku would just straight ignore that. He wouldn't even say anything. And the teacher would straight up figure it out, like, oh, I see, you want to go to UA, but you didn't want to put everything down. You didn't want people finding out, did you? And Deku would straight look up at the teacher like, what the fuck is wrong with you? Everyone would start laughing at Deku yet again, and the teacher wouldn't even do anything. It's the last day of high school. What does he got to care? I mean, not that he ever cared in the first place, but hey, now he's not even being paid to care anymore. And Bakugo would explode Deku's desk yet again, and like literally stomp Deku's face in like close to the wall. The teacher literally packing up his stuff, not doing anything, walking past. He didn't even care that the bell didn't even ring. He just straight up walked out of the class. Because he was walking toward the teacher's lounge just to get a coffee and just leave. He really isn't being paid to care anymore. At this point, he's not even being paid to bat an eye at it. So Bakugo would just beat up Deku again. And not just Bakugo and his goons. I mean, the whole class got a piece of Deku. It was just stupid, man. Every single time. This, whenever they were done, Deku had a bloody nose and obviously bruises yet again and scratch marks. And Bakugo legit, he honestly wasn't fun playing with Deku just yet. Bakugo said, in here somebody's bound to see, because if the principal sees them, it's going to be pretty bad. So let's go somewhere else. Literally, what they did, they dragged Bakugo and his goons and the whole class, literally dragged Deku up on the roof and started beating him up there. Sorry, I'm 7 in the goddamn morning. My voice isn't straight right now. Alright. So anyway, what that situation is, Bakugo just said, you know you can't be a hero, you damn nerd. Why are you even fucking trying? While throwing explosions at him. Honestly, you should just kill yourself. No one even wants you on this goddamn planet anymore. You're such a burden to everyone. To me, everyone in this school, and even your own goddamn mother. Why won't you just die? When Bakugo using his explosions yet again, and his explosions pushed Deku to the edge of the rail. He didn't fall. He did not fall off because of Bakugo's explosions. Now, Bakugo did use another one to kind of make Deku lean, and Deku had looked over the edge, and honestly, what was even worth it anymore? So Deku looking at Bakugo and his goons, like Bakugo's laughing, Bakugo said, get over here. Deku just looked at Bakugo with absolute deep hatred in his eyes, and saying all he said was this. Katsuki Bakugo, I hate you from the bottom of my goddamn core. Forever and always, burn in hell, you fucker. As Deku didn't have the strength to fight anymore. As honestly, he just let gravity do its thing. As Deku leaned back and fell over the goddamn edge of the railing. Bakugo, like some of the girls in the class were like fucking screamed because they did not expect that. Bakugo and his goons Bakugo's goons were like, holy shit, dude, what the? Like, Midoriya! Like, they went over to the rail to look at him. Bakugo was just standing there frozen. While everybody had passed him up, Bakugo just stood there wondering what the fuck just happened. And we cut to Deku, who's falling off the building. And you can see in his eyes, they're so dull. It's like there's no soul in his eyes anymore. Deku apologized to his mom, but he just couldn't take it anymore. This was just not worth it. He thinks to himself, if he did tell Bakugo, would it have been different? Probably. Or probably not. Maybe he just would have went harder because he would have gotten in trouble by his parents, by his mom of all people. But this will hurt more than anything. Well, I don't even know if he cares anymore. And then finally, we hear a large crunch and splat that hit the pavement on the ground. As everyone on the rooftop just scream at what they've seen. And Bakugo, who finally snapped out of it, shoved everyone out of the way and looked at the bottom. His eyes were like shaking. It's like he's been traumatized, and he screamed, "Deku!" as that whole shit just happened. So finally, we cut to Deku's point of view now, and it's just an abyssal darkness that he sees everywhere. Sorry if you guys hear voices in the background. That's my sister talking, and I really hope she does not come in this room just interrupting this video. So we cut to an abyssal darkness that Deku is just floating in. No, he's not even floating. He's just standing in there. And Deku was surprised that, well, he felt everything for 1 second, but after that it was just nothing. He can still feel his, well, no, he can't feel his body anymore. But he knows that he has died. He's wondering what's supposed to happen now. Is this what he's supposed to live in? And finally, someone comes out of the dark. Well, someone shows themselves within the darkness, as they appear to be holding a scythe and a cloak over their body. As Deku would say, didn't think it was real, but here it is. You're the Grim Reaper? As the Grim Reaper would say, well, yeah, I am. I'm not the... You're on the bridge between life and death, kid. Well, not anymore. You are dead, but you're in purgatory right now. This will be your I'm supposed to, well, lead you to where you need to go. I'm not the decider. I'm not the enforcer. I'm just I'm just the deliverer. And the Grim Reaper would pretty much look at Deku's life like, tough life, kid. I've seen worse, but hey, it was pretty bad. Okay, well, you should be getting your transition in a bit, as the Grim Reaper's looking at Deku's status and on where he's supposed to go. And since he's supposed to be a demon, obviously, okay, kid. Well, even though you're a very kind and gentle soul who's never done anything wrong, sadly, you aren't allowed into heaven, so I have to take you to hell. As Deku would be wondering, like, why? Why is he going to hell? What did he do wrong? And the Grim Reaper would say, kid, I'm not here to argue with you. I'm just going to tell you this. You did nothing wrong. Your soul is 100% pure. But committing suicide is an eternal sin, and you can't be allowed into heaven for that, for committing suicide, as it's seen as just wasting your own life. Now, don't get me wrong. If that Bakugo kid pushed you off, with his explosions, you got shoved off that way, then you'd be allowed into heaven without a doubt, because obviously you've never done a single thing wrong in your life. But since you, not jumped, but you fell back on your own accord, that there's nothing that I could really do. There's no one up there can fight for you or anything, because it's seen as you literally wasting your life as you fell off of your own accord. So I'm just the delivery boy. Sorry, kid. But no upstairs for you. Gotta go down in the basement. As Deku realized he was cursed yet again. What the fuck did he do to deserve any of this, man? He left suffering just to suffer some more. So the Grim Reaper just says, come on, kid. And Deku doesn't even want to fight it anymore. He just follows the Grim Reaper as, the fiery pits of that, because they walk down a set of stairs, and it's a very long one. And once they get down to the fiery pits, Deku would see the fiery pits of hell. You know what? I'm gonna show something. Why not? As they would make it down, well, as Deku would pretty much see out into hell, and Deku would see this, and Deku would be, that's not really what I was expecting. And the Grim Reaper would say, let me guess, you were expecting people burning in an endless fire, cursed souls. Yeah, actually. And the Grim Reaper would point, well, then look over there. As Deku would see now what he expected, cursed souls burning in the hellfire. As Deku would say, yep, that's pretty much what I expected. As the Grim Reaper would explain, those are the cursed souls, the actual evil souls burning in the flames, because they are actual sinners. They didn't get a choice to come down these stairs, kid. They were just sent down into hell, right into the flames. But since you're one of the very few pure souls to come down here, you get to go down the staircase. And Deku would ask, "What's so special about coming down a staircase? I'm still going to hell." Well, not really. I'll explain once we get to the bottom. And for like 5 minutes, like 2 more minutes, and they finally make it to the bottom of the stairs. And here we are. Give me 1 second. Now Deku would see this endless bout of woods. As when they make it down to the stairs, they would see other people there, like crying and just and just like rocking back and forth, like up in a cradled position. As Deku would say, "What's going on here?" As the Grim Reaper would explain to them, "These are the cursed souls that refuse to cross the barrier." What barrier? As the Grim Reaper would point to like a thin line, well, that they can't cross. Like, you're already dead, so you don't need substance to sustain your soul here. But these are the ones who couldn't cross the barrier. This is a protective layer to where the demons out there can't get to you. You can choose to stay here for eternity. It's not really up to me whether you do or not. But if you do, then that's all on you to protect yourself. And let me give you some advice, kid. Don't cross that barrier. It's not like a pure soul like yourself shouldn't get corrupted out there. It's not worth it anyway. Plus, once you cross that line, there's no coming back. So, I'm just going to leave you here. And Deku would say, "Wait, what do I do now?" As the Grim Reaper is about to ascend the stairs, as he just says, "Well, sorry kid, but you gotta live in hell down here for eternity. There is no coming or going back. You're just stuck here. This is, well, your afterlife. But take what I said into consideration. Don't cross that line of the barrier. You or anyone right here who's sitting there are not ready." As the Grim Reaper like walks back up like a few more stairs, him and the stairs would disappear completely. And finally, the other souls will look over at Deku and says, "We got another one." As they would all demand to know, where are the stairs? Like, where did Deku just come from? And Deku would say, the stairs are gone and the Grim Reaper just left. As what's going on down here is the other souls couldn't see Deku until, the stairs and everything else was gone, to make sure that they couldn't run back up them and try to get out or anything. But as Deku would see, this is supposed to be his afterlife. It's even more cursed than before. So Deku, honestly, he would sit there for a while, and he wouldn't know how long it's been. But the souls there would ask him, what year, what day is he from? And Deku would tell him, the year blah, blah, blah. And they would say, it's been, that long. One dude would say, it's been thousands of years. It's been, 2,000 years. Well, not 2,000. It's been blah, 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 that amount of time. A dude's there been 100 years. One dude 500. One dude 300. 237. Oh, my God. To them, they just sat there for a while until Deku finally showed up. But they don't know how long they've been sitting there. They lost count a long time ago. And Deku realized he's gonna be here forever. Obviously he's gonna be there forever. This is hell. And there's no known of time passage there. He doesn't know how long he's gonna be here for if he just sits there. And Deku gets up and he looks out into the abyss and he sees, whoops. And this is what he sees. He sees a castle very, very, very far in the distance. Okay, if you look up above this forest, Deku sees this castle right here. And then he looks at the people burning in the fire. Deku sees that he has a chance. Maybe he can get things set straight. And he thinks of going to that barrier as the people would stop him. I'm not going to say they're going to push him or anything. No, they grab his hands and try and yank him back. They ask him, "Kid, what the fuck are you doing? Don't go out there." Because Deku would look down and he would see the almost endless amount of people that were wrongly brung here. Brought here. I said brung. What was it? Yeah, that were wrongly brought here. Deku would say, I'm going to that castle and I'm getting everything sorted out. Deku would say, "There's no way in hell you're going to make it there, kid. Look out there." as Deku would see the gargoyles, the demons, like the low level devils, the everything, and they would say, "There's no way you're gonna make it there. That's his castle." Deku says he knows, but what else can he goddamn do? Like, honestly, the people would just say, "Sit here with us." Of course, it's scary, but we do have things to talk about, and we do talk about our lives. Like, it's better to live like this than to live out there with them, as they're referring to the burned souls. And Deku would say, those people never had a chance to do anything. They never got into the chance. Like, we do have a chance. And since I have the chance, I'm gonna set things straight. I need to do something. Anything. And the people would just say, "Sorry, kid, but there's no way." But Deku would look at the barrier as he would put his arm across it. Keep in mind, his whole body isn't across, so he can do something. And the people would demand to know, what the hell is his problem? Is he trying to get himself mutilated out there? Like, his soul doesn't deserve to be ripped apart. And Deku said he's sorry, but he's got to do this. Oh, man. Deku feels like he might regret this, but there's no turning back now. As he puts one foot across, and the people, like, are holding him back, saying, "Kid, if you go out there, once you put that other leg across, we will not be able to help you. You will be screwed. You will be damned as one of the other souls. Look, we're on this side because our souls aren't corrupted. They can't get to us. But once you cross that barrier, even if god dang 0.0001% of your soul is corrupted, you cannot come back across this barrier." And that's what happens. The longer you are in hell, the more past this barrier, the longer you will be corrupted out there. And Deku says, "I'm willing to take my chances," as they're not letting go of his leg. "Kid, as they let go, you screwed yourself over, kid. Good luck." And Deku said, "Yeah, I'm gonna need it." As Deku yanks his other leg across the barrier, and finally, as the other people, to Deku, basically the barrier is gone now. He can't see the people anymore. As the last thing he saw was their faces looking worried, and basically their faces saying, "You just screwed yourself over, kid. Whatever happens to you happens." And now, the barrier is gone. The people, they can't see Deku anymore. This is what they saw. Was the whole thing that they saw. This damned forest and everything. And now, this was it. This was it for Izuku. He's gone too far now, so now he needs to, oh Lord. He's gonna have to walk. I'm gonna have to walk and get going quickly. Now, as Deku would just start walking across this damned forest, he would hear a whole bunch of screaming and then ghouls yelling on the other side. This would just be a curse for Deku, wondering why the heck did he do this. He should have just stayed across that barrier. That barrier would have been better than this. But I guess he's come too far to turn back now. Alright. So guys, getting past this damned forest is just the first part. But I'm gonna end it right here because I don't have any ideas. Now, I'm gonna ask you guys, should Deku take over hell? And I mean literally take it over. Yeah. Like he becomes the devil or anything. He overthrows that. Or does he find a way to come back? I'm asking you guys that because, honestly, I have no idea what should happen next. So I'm giving you guys a chance to answer. Obviously, this is Wednesday, and it's not going to come out until the weekend, but you know what? I think why the heck not? So, I'm going to ask you guys, should Deku take over hell, or should he just go on some type of goddamn grand tour mission in order to get himself back in the mortal plane? So, I'm going to leave it up to you. Be sure to like, subscribe, comment down below. Peace, guys.